Let's talk about George Floyd. You said George Floyd's death was a terrible thing.
Terrible.
Why are African Americans still dying at the hands of law enforcement in this country?
And so are white people. So are white people. What a terrible question to ask. So are white people. More white people, by the way. More white people.
BLM says all lives don't matter. Satan says all lives don't matter. Democrats say all lives don't matter. White educated college students say, some say all lives don't matter, but when you say all lives don't matter, you are also saying many other things.
But one must remember at the same time that there's really nothing at all that can be talked about adequately. And the whole art of poetry is to say what can't be said. Every artist feels when he gets to the end of his work that there's something absolutely essential that was left out.
If all lives don't matter, then pedophilia does not matter. Child abuse and killing don't matter. Torture doesn't matter. Violence don't matter. Civil rights don't matter. Your Constitution doesn't matter because it is a exclusionary statement that is making limits to what matters. When a white college student says all lives don't matter, for example, they are also saying that they themselves don't matter and are agreeing to all the hidden clauses in an exclusion contract that is making certain binding limitations. People often forget that one or two fancy words in a long contract can change the whole meaning of the contract. These are called binding limitations, and your agreeing to limitations requires an oath, which is a contract that you are saying you will support. So in a nutshell, a contract binds you to all the fine clauses implied in the contract, much like a credit card contract. In contracts are often hidden clauses that you are always told you should read because they are binding and you are agreeing to them when you make an oath or sign that contract. Because a contract or oath only has any value if you agree by making an implied oath, like when you sign the contract that you pledge that you will pay back the money that you agree to take for some limitations, like you take the oath to pay the money back with interest on your credit card. In making such an oath, like all lives don't matter, or a statement to support such a statement, you are taking an oath. If you agree to taking the oath that all lives don't matter, you are agreeing with and supporting a large contract that you may not have realized or researched. You are now liable to all the clauses inside of it, even if you did not know what they are after you take the exclusionary oath of all lives don't matter and you have signed on. If you do not read the fine print, then those binding agreements you make are hidden to you and still apply to you because you are old enough to make contracts now. The clauses in the contract that you make when you say all lives don't matter are some of the above statements that with implications that if all lives don't matter, then you are also agreeing to pedophilia does not matter, along with the history of any people involved or behind it, because all lives don't matter. History then does not matter, and anything that people do in the future does not matter because their lives don't matter. This is all so very logical, isn't it? God made all lives, so therefore all lives matter. Satan didn't make any lives, so therefore all lives don't matter. If you don't believe in God or Satan and you want to say God doesn't matter, then none of his freedoms matter that everyone is born with. Now nothing matters except Satan, because you are rescinding your contract with God and His protections. This means that even if a black person says Black Lives Matter, they are re-signing their contract with God. I don't think many people realize that, meaning they are willing to live a life with less freedom and more limitations now as a black person who was born free under God. So when they agree to give up the freedom that they were born with, they now take an oath for slavery because they made a deal with the devil and signed away their freedoms by agreeing to tenets of Satan, which are all lives don't matter. Of course, all lives don't matter because again, Satan, he did not make those lives. So why should he save them? Or why do they matter to him? Let's let that sink in for a second. And then that leads to when all lives don't matter anymore, all of God's morals and guiding principles don't matter also. Like the U.S. Constitution, I said, that does not matter then because it says under God. The U.S. Constitution does not say under Satan. When you sign on or take any oath, you are pledging with the only thing of value that you were born with, your soul. That is the only thing of value that you truly have. Your life has limited value, but is no use in a contract because it does not last. Your soul lasts forever. So what is the value of that? It has unlimited value and is priceless to Satan because he has no life of his own and needs your soul for a false life filling of limitations and contrarian evil. So why sign away your soul? For what? What do you get when you make a deal with the devil? Well, you get nothing in the end. You will be scammed. You get none of God's protections because you broke the deal with God in your free will. Yeah, free will. God gives you the complete freedom to take on limitations and to take on lack if you so desire. So you have the freedom to even do that. That is called unconditional love. It's gotta be all lives matter. Because if it wasn't, then killing kids does not matter. Drinking blood does not matter. Rioting does not matter. Poverty does not matter. Lying about racism does not matter. Deceptive contracts and oaths do not matter. Tricking gullible people in exchange for their soul does not matter. And all the protections and freedoms of God that we are born with does not matter. So before taking any oath or making any contract, know the fine print because it is binding with the only thing that you have and you are, your soul. So does the statement and oath to BLM. It does matter to know. What matters is that you fully know and that you have the choice, the free will to do the right thing. Again, I am Michael. This is the Patriot Hour. God bless and Godspeed to each and every one of you. And where we go one, we go all. Please like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you ring the bell. We are heavily shadow banned. Share this video. That's the least you can do to help wake somebody up. Share it across all social media platforms while you can. All the links are down below. Again, God bless and Godspeed to each and every one of you.